What's going on, guys? It's your boy John, the Liquidator, coming back with another video. And it looked like Arch Manning is currently in the headlines for all of the wrong reasons. Guys, for this one here, we got to go down to Texas. Let's get it. Let's go. Now, one story that has been captivating Americans all over the country is this Arch Manning situation. Now, we know your boy John the Liquidator started this channel off here in college football, and I will be bringing some college football content back to the channel. Now, with that being said, this is the first segment that I will be talking about Arch Manning. Now, Jason Whitlock did a segment on his channel the other day, kind of breaking down Arch Manning being scared of his black teammates. Now, I don't know how true that is, but it's definitely intrigued me to kind of react to it. So we're going to play a little bit of that. But first thing foremost, we're going to go over this article that has been released in regards to Arch Manning and his current situation, man. So Arch Manning is supposed to be like this prodigy quarterback, and a lot of teams like the Cleveland Browns and many other NFL teams showing interest in this young man. I think it's simply because his last name. Now, me, I've been kind of familiar with the college football space these last couple of years because I built my channel off college football. With that being said, Arch Manning is coming out of Louisiana, bro. And when he was down there, it was another quarterback that he had to face that I reported on. Name was Juju. I forget his last name, but he was another five-star dual player. He was a two-way player. He was a quarterback, and I believe he was a corner as well. Well, they played each other in a high school state championship game, and Arch Manning was brutally destroyed. I mean, his team lost very, very bad. So even going way back to when he was in high school, I always kept in the back of my mind, is Arch Manning going to be a flop? Now, this is way before he committed to Texas, way before any of this. And I'm here to tell you, it's looking like Arch Manning could be the biggest flop in college football history. Now, let's dive into this article. It stated Arch Manning entered the season with one of the most hyped as anyone in college football. Shockingly, even though Manning hasn't yet decided whether he'll enter the draft or the conclusion of the season, ESPN draft expert Mel Kiper even had Arch Manning as the #1 overall pick in 2026. Now, me personally, the way Arch Manning is playing right now, I got to be frank with y'all, bro. I don't think he goes to the NFL. I don't think he even makes scout team. I don't even think he's not even going to be an unrestricted free agent, bro. He's horrible. He's very, very bad. Now, the article goes on to say, unfortunately, Manning and the Longhorns got off to a tough start this season. Now, Texas lost its season opener to Ohio State, which we know Ohio State was the national championship champions, and they just like that, man. Now, Arch Manning did struggle in that game for the most of the contest. The Longhorns have rallied off to 2 wins since then, but Manning is still struggling to be the Heisman caliber quarterback everyone expected him to be. Now, going back to Jason Whitlock. Now, Jason Whitlock released this the other day. Let's give it a listen.
There's almost like a Markelle Fultz, Ben Simmons something going on where those guys were all everything. They were supposed to be incredible, and then something happened, and it's mostly mental, where I was wondering how Arch Manning would handle the hysteria that was around him, and he downplayed everything. But to me, this is very much a quarterback, which his confidence is completely shot. And I feel like it's impacting his mechanics, which is the similarity I would compare to both of those guys, because at one time their mechanics looked good. At one time they could make the shots. We've seen Arch make all the throws. And even there were times in that game when he had a couple of nice throws, but there are way too many stretches where it is as in Sark was trying to get his confidence up by calling easy routes, quick hitches, crossing routes, and he was missing them. There is something, this is a greater problem that Sark has 1 week to figure out, and I don't know if you can solve it in 1 week. He has got to get Arch to play more free.
Steve, I think that's fascinating. And particularly when I think about Steve Sarkisian, when he was asked about Arch grimacing when he threw, and he was like, who said that? Did Arch tell you that? And the guy said, no, you can just kind of see it. It sounds to me like Steve Sarkisian knows that this is between the ears more than it is anything physical with Arch Manning.
Yeah, Jason, I go back about, 5-6 weeks ago, SEC Media Day. So I'm watching it, and it's amazing the reception that Arch got as he walked in. I mean, he got treated like the Beatles, Michael Jackson, and Tim Tebow after he won the Heisman. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy has started 2 games. And whether he has the yips now or not, that's something we don't know psychologically. But Jason, here's the bad part, and I do feel bad for Arch. In the middle of that 0-for-10 stretch against UTEP, he heard boos. So at this point,
now I almost reported on that. Now, Arch Manning did get booed versus UTEP. They booed him bad, bro. Like, you heard it throughout the stadium. Like, it was just a bad look for good old Archie boy, man. Let's get back to the
now. The golden child has now become almost like this symbol for why aren't we dominating? I mean, think about this, Jason. Not only was Arch Manning listed among the top 3 quarterbacks, top 3 overall players, Texas was rated no worse than the 2nd best team in the country. And now you get the sense they're going to lose a few games here. They have Sam Houston coming up. Then they get to the heart of the SEC. This is the reality, Jason. Whatever is broken with Arch Manning cannot be fixed till the offseason, if ever.
What do you think about Cannell's theory, though, that he's Ben Simmons? Because Ben Simmons had a lot of talent, and it does seem like the pressure, the hype, the anxiety he hasn't been able to handle, and he's never been able to fix his offensive game. I've never seen it applied to football, but I think Danny Cannell may be on to something.
Maybe, but at least Ben Simmons, I know he spent 1 year at LSU, and we all knew he did not want to pull the trigger on jump shots. At least he was kind of good, though. I mean, they didn't make the tournament, but he showed enough that you thought, okay, this could be a bigger version of Jason Kidd, and he could develop some sort of shot from the perimeter that would keep teams honest. It never happened. And then it turned out the guy had no work ethic, didn't want to play. I think that's a different set of issues. Problem with Arch was I've talked to people that work in the recruiting field for college football. They had questions about Arch Manning's level of competition in New Orleans.
What did I just tell y'all? Didn't I just tell y'all that he really wasn't playing nobody? And as soon as he go up against a 5-star quarterback like himself, dual threat quarterback, they lost the game very, very bad. Arch Manning has never played solid competition. He simply went to a private school that played other sucky private school, and he only got this big because of his last name. Arch Manning hasn't developed himself as a premier 5-star first-round draft pick quarterback. I could sit here confidently say that. I've been watching it throughout the years, and it's very, very ugly, man. But you guys can check out the full breakdown on Jason Whitlock channel, man. I want to know you guys' thoughts down in the comment section right now. And I will be bringing some football content back to this channel along with a host of other content. I think it's time that we beef up our channel, get ready, and try to hit this 100,000 subs, bro, because the W ain't going to get me there. But like always, man, until next time, shake the haters off. I'm out of here, baby. Peace out.